Kyung-mi, a lovely sweet deaf girl. Her deafness was never a barrier to anything. She works in a good company and is responsible for communicating with people of her own community. The thing is, she never got invited to the company's private meetings, so she stood up to herself and asked her boss for an equal treatment as everyone else. Seeing her dedication and persistence, her boss agreed, and she went to the meeting so excited, only to see a bunch of disgusting old men joking about her, thinking she couldn't understand what they're saying. To get back at them, she threatened them in sign language with a smile on her face, as if she complimented them. Then she went to get her mother from her work. Since both of them are deaf and they only have each other, they support each other in every way possible. After arriving to their destination, Kyung-mi went to park the car, leaving her mother waiting in the street, unaware that there is a psychopath roaming around them waiting for his next victim. This psychopath serial killer always waited at night to attack anyone he could. He did it many times before, and always got away with it, leaving no evidence. Then he would call the police and act as a witness for these horrible crimes, blaming them on evil foreigners. Seeing the mother alone, he decided to chase her next. However, his plans were interrupted when a girl who was walking home and talking to her brother on the phone, who always gets worried when it comes to her, as they only have each other after their parents' death. She assured him that she would be home in a few minutes. Annoyed that his original plans were ruined, the psycho then decided to chase the girl instead, stabbing her and hiding her away, waiting for the right time to kill her. Just then, Kyung-mi returned from the garage. On her way, a shoe was thrown suddenly in front of her. She was hesitant whether to go into the dark, creepy alley or just act as if she saw nothing. Of course, the psycho was watching from afar, waiting to see whether he would kill one or two victims that night. However, Kyung-mi's bravery encouraged her to see if there was anyone who needs help. She was surprised to see the girl bleeding and asking for help. Unfortunately, the psycho came and attacked Kyung-mi. He was about to kill her, but the girl pushed him to give her some time to escape, and she did. Kyung-mi ran with all she got. She didn't want to lead the psycho back to her mother, so she ran in the opposite direction to distract him. Through a tough chase, Kyung-mi was able to get into her car. She called her mother to ensure she wouldn't go anywhere until she gets her, but the psycho had other plans in mind. He had been waiting in the car for her, and only then did he know about their deafness. He decided to kill them both and asked her to drive to her mother. Kyung-mi didn't plan to die anytime soon, so she drove really fast, then hit the brakes to hinder him, and escaped. But he was still right after her. Then she planned to outsmart him, and ran to her mother to press on a help button on the streets. Once you press it, you're directly being watched by a police officer through the security camera, and you can even have a conversation with them until they send someone to help you. Because of that, they were safe, and the psycho ran away so as not to be caught on camera. Kyung-mi didn't know what he looked like, because he was wearing a mask and a hat, so he came back to them in a full suit, looking like a decent person, and acted as if he was searching for his younger sister. Kyung-mi thought that the girl she saw earlier was his sister, so she told him that his sister might be hurt. He asked them to take him to the place where it happened, and they were about to. Luckily, the police arrived. They checked the place and found no one. The psycho had changed her place already. Then they checked the security cameras, but they found nothing. The mother was a bit suspicious of the psycho, because he acted so worried about his sister, but then he was so relaxed. To justify his calmness, he told them that his sister called him, and she's fine. So the victim has nothing to do with him. After that, the officer took all of them to the station to take their statements. Suddenly, a man entered asking them to find his missing sister. After describing her outfit, and when he lost contact with her during the phone call, the police asked him to show Kyung-mi her picture, to see if she's the victim she had seen before. Kyung-mi recognized her immediately, and started explaining to the brother what she had witnessed. At that moment, a drunk man suddenly attacked the psycho, forcing the police officer to intervene and kick that man out. While he was doing that, the psycho wanted to get rid of them all, since Kyung-mi gave too many information. So he took advantage of the officer's absence and attacked the brother with a knife. Fortunately, the brother's reflexes were fast enough to save his life. Kyung-mi and her mother rushed outside to call the police. As for the fight, it got more intense, and the brother was confused why that man was attacking him like a wild animal, until the psycho revealed his true identity as the one who had kidnapped and harmed his sister. Feeling enraged, the brother was about to kill him to find his sister's location. Finally, the police arrived, and without listening to the brother's warnings, they used their useless brain and used the taser on him until he fell down. Then, despite Kyung-mi's trying to stop them, they let the psycho go freely and even thanking him for cooperating with them and not filing any charges against the brother. All of this was before Kyung-mi and her mother's eyes, who were shocked to the core with the amount of stupidity they have just watched. After the brother woke up and the truth was revealed, the officer apologized for the confusion. Then they took Kyung-mi and her mother back to their home, and together with the brother, they began searching for the missing girl. Meanwhile, Kyung-mi's mother went with her friend to finish some work, leaving Kyung-mi home alone. At that time, The psycho who knew their address from their file at the police station felt that this was the best time to attack. He broke into the house. Deaf Kyung-mi couldn't hear a thing. She was trying to text the brother to check on his sister, unaware that the psycho was right behind her, getting ready to attack. He ran towards her, and in the last moment, she sensed him and ran away to hide in one of the rooms. Then she tried to text her mother to stop her from coming home, but found her mother texting back that she was already home and suspecting someone was in the house. Kyung-mi was terrified of losing her mother, so she decided to go out to save her. Suddenly, she felt something was wrong. Her mother's texts were different. She knew the psycho had attacked her mother and was using her phone. Before she could react, the psycho was standing right in front of her, pushing her out. She panicked but resisted and injured him, then closed the door. She knew it won't be long until he comes back, and she was right. He grabbed an axe and smashed the door to pieces. She had no choice but to jump from the window, but the psycho grabbed her hair. To escape the pain, she pushed him until he let go. Then she started running, searching for help anywhere, with the psycho following her like a mad dog. Luckily, the brother saw that intense chase while he was searching for his sister, and followed them until they reached a dead end. Kyung-mi found no place to go. As for the brother, he wanted to help Kyung-mi, but the psycho pressured him, saying his sister had been bleeding for quite some time, and sent him her location in exchange of him giving up on Kyung-mi. The brother apologized to Kyung-mi and ran towards the location, only to find that it's Kyung-mi's house. Then he figured it out. The psycho tricked him and sent him there to tell Kyung-mi's mother that he was the reason behind her daughter's death. Back to Kyung-mi, the psycho was one step away from killing her. However, she threw some dust in his eyes, causing him enough pain to run away. Surely he tried to follow, but she was faster and could have escaped. But she saw the missing girl on her way again. She was still trying to escape and asking for help. She couldn't leave her, so she took her and hid before the psycho arrives. When he got there and found that he lost both of his victims, he grabbed his knife and started searching for them. Kyung-mi knew that the girl's condition couldn't wait any longer, and she couldn't run for safety. So to save her, she risked her own life. She gave the girl her phone and told her to call her brother to come and get her, while she went out to distract the psycho. She succeeded in getting his attention, and he started chasing her instead. While the girl called her brother, who came quickly with Kyung-mi's mother and was glad his sister was finally safe. But he felt guilty when his sister told him that Kyung-mi risked her life for her. Hearing that, Kyung-mi's mother ran to search for her daughter, and the brother followed her to make up for his first mistake. At that time, Kyung-mi was running with all she got, until she reached a crowded area and thought that she was totally safe and untouchable there. To her surprise, people actually couldn't care less. No one gave her the chance to explain anything. Even when she pulled out a knife to get their attention, they all treated her as a mad person. And the psycho used that and acted as if she was his mentally ill sister. When she found out that people are hopeless, she ran away and was able to hide in a trash can. However, a bunch of stupid boys brought her to the psycho, thinking they were helping this poor girl by returning her to her brother. So she tried to evoke any emotions in this psycho by telling him that she doesn't want to die, and there are so many things she wants to achieve and do in life. But of course, a psychopath has no emotions, and took her to a dark alley to kill her silently. Fortunately, the brother saw them, and this time he hit the psycho badly, knocking him on the ground. And then he went to assure Kyung-mi that her mother is safe and around the place searching for her. When the psycho, who acted like he had lost consciousness, heard that, he decided to chase the mother instead, just to kill anyone, and started searching until he found her. But Kyung-mi lost her temper. She hadn't been running the whole night to survive so that the psycho could harm anyone. She ran towards him with a knife in her hands, and she hit her target perfectly. He thought she missed, because he was totally fine. But he wasn't the target. She was. Nothing destroys a psycho like having himself exposed and seen by everyone. So she stabbed herself and then fell on the ground as if he did that to her. He was blamed and feared by everyone. He lost control, started to think of any scenario he could tell to the police to save himself. But Kyung-mi's plan ruined it for him. The police arrived and surrounded him. Then Kyung-mi showed her victorious smile and used sign language to tell him that lunatics like him must die, which made him forget about the people and ran to kill her. But he was shot multiple times. He just couldn't believe that he lost, and even though he was taking his last breath, he tried to kill her again. This time, the brother finished him. Finally, he was dead, and Kyung-mi survived the night safe and sound. Then she went with her mother on a trip like they had promised, and there, the brother and his sister came to join them. The brother tried to show Kyung-mi that he learned some sign language, but he only made fun of himself. Obviously, their relationship grew so close after what they had been through.